Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. I got Nova here. Hopefully he stays because he's been barking a lot. Let me get my +5 hat of weaponsmithing on. I'll work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and I'm going to answer a question that a subscriber had kind of asked. And he said, hey, you said the other day in your third video of the day that bodybuilding is going to be dead in YouTube fitness coming up in the next few years. What did you mean by that? Why would you say something like that? And I think the answer is kind of obvious. This isn't really that prophetic. I don't have magical powers here. It's kind of common sense, because you've got to look at the two trends that pushed people into calling themselves bodybuilders, watching bodybuilding channels, going with these terms. You know, people always want to label themselves something. People can never go do something as a hobby or part of their lifestyle. People love to throw a word on a label. They can't just be someone who works out and who's into fitness and being in shape, right? They have to give it a name. They got to call themselves, I'm a bodybuilder. I don't just not eat animals. I'm a vegan. I'm a vegetarian. I'm a paleo dieter. It's part of their identity. You know, even though me, I love working out. I love lifting heavy. I do weightlifting at least 4 days a week. I do cardio every day. I mess with guns every day. I don't throw labels on it. I don't call myself anything based upon these. These are my hobbies, my lifestyles, things I enjoy, right? You don't need a label on everything, but people seem to. A lot of people seem to need that. And the term bodybuilder gave them a label, even though it's technically a competitive endeavor. But it gave them something to latch on to. But there's a couple things that we need to look at. We are slowly seeing the death as far as it being something that we could really popularize and get people about who are going to be a retained audience. Is slowly kind of to fade out a little bit. You had two groups. You had the whole hardcore bodybuilding scene, guys like Rich Piana, Cali Muscle, all these guys trying to promote this whole crazy bodybuilding scene, and pro bodybuilding and competitive bodybuilding. Because pro bodybuilders don't usually do YouTube channels, but people who associate with them do. And then the whole natural scene. And a lot of the science-based guys in the natural scene, and that kind of spread over into YouTube. But look at what's happening. Rich Piana he's dead. You're going to see more and more deaths right now in this community. A lot of guys who push stuff too far, they're dying. And a lot of guys who've been heavily associated with this stuff die young. We've all known plenty of them if you've been around long enough. They just weren't famous enough for it to get made public. All right, these are public now. So you've got guys like that, and then what happens when guys like Cali Muscle finally die off? What happens when he dies? Because he didn't have long left to live. His lifestyle is kind of showing it. He's showing the signs already. So when these guys are gone, who's going to be on here promoting hardcore bodybuilding? Nobody. Yeah, people who promote natural bodybuilding has kind of been a thing, but look what's happening with these science-based guys. They're dropping out of it. All right? Lane Norton, science guy, of course he's having his own set of problems. You done any bodybuilding in a few years? No, he hadn't done bodybuilding in years. He switched over to powerlifting. Eric Helms did this whole study on natural bodybuilders. He did his doctoral work on it, right? He saw the health effects. Wrote about it in his research. We saw that all these pre-contest natural bodybuilders had horrific blood work. Being a natural bodybuilder and actually competing is extremely bad for you, and there are very real psychological, physical, and hormonal consequences. How many natural bodybuilders you guys know who they say when they get ready for a show, their dick doesn't work anymore? A lot of them. How many of them had to go on TRT? Who didn't do gear, who just the extreme dieting down caused their testosterone levels to crash apparently long term, and they had to go ahead and go on testosterone injections. Been a few cases of that. Happens, doesn't it? So that's kind of the thing. More and more guys are going to start talking about that. I'm going to tell you right now, I had a private conversation years ago with Ogus about that. Probably he had that problem around contest time. Lack of sex drive, dick not working, all that stuff. So what happens when more of these guys realize this might not be worth it? Christian Guzman and all these other people, when they start coming forward and saying, I don't know about getting all this shredded stuff, my dick doesn't work. I feel terrible. I hate life. I hate everyone around me when I try to cut like that. Because that's normal. Most people are like that when they do that. So when the whole natural scene fades out, because a lot of the science-based guys won't compete anymore. They're seeing all the research and the evidence, and they're like, I'm not going to compete. I'm not going to do bodybuilding anymore. Think that's coincidence? How many of them have quit? Go through and think about it. Think about ones you know of personally. None of them are getting shredded anymore. Because it's problematic. It's not healthy. It's not fitness. And there's too many side effects of having to deal with it. It actually affects your life in a negative way. So with all of this happening, you're seeing more and more people pushing towards performance. And when you think about people who are really, really big fitness YouTubers. The people who are making the big bucks, who are making millions off of YouTube fitness. Think of what? Six-pack shortcuts. Gosh, what's his name? Jeff Cavalier is really blown up. That's another one I could think of. They're not bodybuilders, are they? They even talk about bodybuilding? No, six-pack shortcuts guy just talks about getting in shape. Jeff Cavalier seems to talk more about fitness and athleticism than he can care about bodybuilding. These are the biggest channels. All right, the whole bodybuilding thing, when you have guys like Rich Piana dropping, and Cali Muscle will too, it's going to happen. When this happens, you're going to see more and more people pushing away from that. When more people who are over in the science-based area start pushing away even from the natural bodybuilding scene, we're going to see more and more YouTube fitness focusing upon fitness itself, health, athleticism, and worrying about aesthetics is a secondary concern. Because you're going to see more of these guys who are pushing the whole aesthetics thing kind of get tired of it. At a certain point, some of them are like, I'm making enough money, I don't need to do this anymore. I'm getting tired of getting shredded and my dick not working. I'm getting tired of getting shredded and having no energy and feeling like crap, and my doctor looking at my blood work and throwing a fit. Even though I might have done it without any drugs, it doesn't matter, it still has problems. You're going to see more guys who are like, it's just not worth it. And there are guys now who call it bodybuilding, but they're not bodybuilders. They work out, they look good, but they don't actually bodybuild. They're not involved in the competition yet, and they certainly don't get contest peeled. And that's the big difference too. And they can call it that. You need to quit chewing on that. Bad. It's chewing on my electric cord. Sorry about that, guys. You're going to get electrocuted. Come back up here. But the whole point is, it's going to die out, and already the hardcore stuff is going to die out because you're already seeing the death start, and more of them are going to come. And when that happens, the hardcore bodybuilding being promoted on YouTube is going to die. It's going to die. Everyone's going to realize it's stupid, it's moronic, it's not worth it. And without YouTube to push it anymore, because people don't read the magazines like they used to, they now come to YouTube and the internet for stuff. When you don't see it much here anymore, it's going to die off, and before long, people are going to quit talking about bodybuilding at all or using the term. When no one actually competes, no one's going to talk about it anymore. They're just going to start using it as a different phrase. It's not really going to be bodybuilding. It's just going to be working out. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.